Sponsored by Bet365.
Tuck's tips at Rugby.com.au. Round 2 of the Super Rugby season. Joined as always by Matt Dunning, who's off to an absolute flyer so far in 2017. 7 from 8 from round 1.
Yeah, mate, just the Chiefs upset me there. But what a great week of footy, you know. Great to see it back on. The Kiwi team's off to a flying start yet again. They were exceptional, the Kiwi teams. And the Australian team's not too bad. Some really good performances and some poor performances. But all in all, I think a good start for the Aussies.
Straight into round 2, and the Reds are taking on the Force over there in Perth. The Reds have their first chance to go back-to-back for the first time in opening round since the year 2000.
Yeah, the Reds got a really good side this year. I'm really excited about them. Didn't have the best game against the Sharks last week, but they got the job done. Some good performances amongst those guys, though. Korchik was outstanding at 6. Really liked him. Thought he played outstandingly well. And some individual bits of brilliance by Karevi, I think, was the difference and got them over the line in what was a really close match for the Reds. The Force still played well. I thought they were pretty good and they were unlucky to lose that one. John Lance led the team really well. He was exceptional. Did some really good things in both attack and defence. Coleman, really good player. He's getting better and better each year. I really like Adam Coleman. He's confronting, he's physical, he's big, and he's got a bit of finesse about his game at times, but I like him too. This will be a really tough game. The Reds and Force, the Reds don't have a particularly good record against the Force. Haven't won, I think they won 3 out of the last 9. So it's going to be a tough one for the Reds over there. But I just think the Reds have got too strong a roster this year not to do well. So I'm going to tip the Reds in a close one.
The Rebels crossed the ditch for the first time in 2017 on Saturday to take on the Hurricanes in Wellington. Tuck, it's going to be a tough one for the Melbourne side.
Yeah, extremely tough. With those 6 big injuries out for them, they struggled last week. I thought they, second half, they really let it go. They were competitive in that first 40 minutes. But I think, they're a little bit unfit and missing those key individuals, it makes a big difference. And they went down in the pretty comprehensive way at home. Crossing the ditch doesn't get any easier. Hurricanes at home, coming off that thrashing of the Sunwolves, they could have got 100, I reckon, points up if they had kept going. So it's going to be very, very difficult for the Rebels. I can't see them going close to winning this one. I think the Hurricanes will continue their way and just keep scoring tries.
The Brumbies get their first chance to play at home in 2017. The Sharks coming down from that loss in Brisbane. Pretty close fixtures between these two over the last little while. Most games decided by fewer than 7 points.
Yeah, look, both teams I thought did really well on the weekend. They both had narrow losses. The Brumbies were very good for mine. I didn't give them much chance to go over to Christchurch and cause much of an upset at all. And they really hung in there in that game. They really showed a lot of character. I thought Chris Alcock in his first game for the Brumbies, his debut, was outstanding. And I thought the halfback Powell was also played very well. It'll be interesting this week though. The Sharks, did better than I thought they'd do against the Reds, and they had some good individual performances and really stood up. I like the Brumbies though. I think they've shown enough in that first week, and I think that they'll want to play well and win this one.
Tuck, the Waratahs are the first Australian side to have to travel over to South Africa this year. They'll take on the Lions, where the Lions actually got the last game they played against each other, but the Waratahs do have the better record.
Yeah, look, the Waratahs get to go to South Africa early in the year. Great place to tour South Africa, one of my favourites. And this time of year, the weather's good, a great place to go. You've got to make sure you don't get distracted though. You've got to play footy. You don't want to get involved in too many after-hour activities over there, but it's a great place to go. Look, the Waratahs were scrappy last week and didn't play as well as they would have wanted in their first encounter. But look, I think Foley being back this week possibly will make a massive difference. So hopefully he'll be back for the Tars. Also, Will Skelton, from his sabbatical over with Saracens, he was exceptional. His new physique, he looked fantastic, and he played very, very well. The try he scored was just brute strength, and I really like to see Will Skelton back here playing some really confrontational, hard footy. So he was excellent. Mate, thought our back row, young Dempsey and Wells, didn't have the strongest game, so hopefully they can improve this week. But the young Simone, thought he was excellent. So the Tars are going to be doing it tough over there. The Lions were the massive improvers last year. You've got to remember they played in the final against the Hurricanes, and if things had gone their way and they had probably done things different, they possibly could have had a home final. So the Lions are a very good side. Did have a narrow win against the Cheetahs in the local derby, but it'll be a very tough game. This could go either way.
Tuck, 7 from 8 in round 1. Made a bit of pressure on this time to make sure you get that 100% record.
Yeah, pressure's definitely on. Let's see how I go. Reds will beat the Force in a very narrow one over in Perth. Chiefs will beat the Blues. Hurricanes cricket score against the Rebels. Highlanders beat the Crusaders in a close one. Brumbies will beat the Sharks. Sunwolf Kings, cellar dwellers contest, but I think the Kings win. Lions Waratahs in Joburg will be very, very close. The Waratahs are value at that price, but I think the Lions will win that in a close one. Stormers beat the Jaguars. And Cheetahs beat the Bulls in a close one also.
Interesting call there, Tuck, mate. I reckon the Bulls will be getting up over the Cheetahs.
Mate, the show's called Tuck's Tips, not Marty's Tips. But let's see how you go this week.
There you go, guys. It's Tuck's Tips for round 2 of the Super Rugby season. Plenty of footy on this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a cracker. I'll be definitely staying up late at night to watch the Waratahs hopefully win that one over in the Joburg.
The Super U20s will be broadcast live on Rugby.com.au. Also, there'll be a radio broadcast of all the Aussie Conference games that are played at home. Remember, if you are going to have a gamble this weekend, do so responsibly.
Go the Tars.